What's up, movie collectors, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and it is time for another Quickie movie haul. In this one, I kind of cast aside the annual Christmas haul, just gonna throw them in with the rest of the stuff that we have piled up here for the movie haul and just combine them all in there and get them all mixed up. So, got a lot of good stuff. Some I got for Christmas, some I've had prior, but all amazing stuff and all kinds of genres. So let's dig right in. First up is a movie that I did not grow up with, but after watching it, I feel like I have. Really amazing film. Wrote a review for it. It's going to be up on the channel pretty soon because I just filmed it and going to get it all edited together for you guys. But the movie I'm talking about is Thrashin', the 80s skater punk kind of film with Josh Brolin in the lead role. It is just an awesome flick. Really fun, really energetic. It got a lot of character to it, some really cool characters as well, and just a fun style and vibe. Totally 80s, totally kind of extreme sports kind of movie, and just a lot of fun. Cool music, and some really good visual shots and kind of point of view angles going with the crew as they're skateboarding through town. Just really cool stuff. But I never owned it prior, and I actually never saw it until, I think the first time I saw it was 1.5 years or 2 years ago. Loved it, and I've just been meaning to add it to the collection, so here it is, Thrashin'. Really fun film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. And stay tuned for the review that's going to be up on the channel. But let's keep moving on to a Hammer classic, an adventure film, and one of their most weird and bizarre ones. And it's another one that I'm going to be doing a review for the channel. It is The Lost Continent. Really weird. A really weird film. In the sense, well, I mean, both the content of a weird continent with creatures and strange people on it, but also just the main characters that you're following in the story. They're really shitty people. It's like a group of shitty people trying to survive and get thrown into a weird situation. Really odd, really enjoyable, and just really love the hell out of it. Really fun film. A lot of weird concepts, just a lot of cool characters, and totally visually surreal in parts. Really strange, but like I said, one of Hammer's more odd films. But yep, it will be up on the channel, so stay tuned for that review as well. And who put this? Scream Factory put this guy out, and I have never owned this prior. I think the one and only time I watched it was back when Netflix was actually distributing solely discs in the mail, and I picked it up and watched it. And yeah, nice to have it in the collection because I have most every single Hammer horror film or Hammer film created, so good to have it in the collection. Let's keep moving on to a movie that's hopefully going to inspire me to be a better postman. It is Kevin Costner's The Postman. Need some inspiration. It was a shitty winter, or a shitty Christmas. I can't say shitty winter because we have hardly gotten snow. We are in the worst area in America, I think, for snow. Up in the up north, western Pennsylvania and Erie, shithole for weather. And we've had maybe an inch or two this whole time. And there's no snow on the ground right now. Just great. But back to Postman. Yep, well, I'm a mail carrier, if you guys don't know. Work for the post office. And I'm hoping to get some inspiration from this flick. If you don't know anything about it, it is Kevin Costner. It's a post-apocalyptic world. And he picks up a mail carrier's bag and decides to start just walking around the country, and people think he's a mailman, and they think that they're reforming the government again, and people are hopeful. And then there's a whole group of like pretty much military guys that think that they're going to that Kevin Costner and his crew are going to try to take over, so they sabotage shit, and it just goes crazy. Really interesting flick, and it's actually directed by Kevin Costner, so I like the guy. I like his stuff, especially the 90s stuff. I'm a sucker for Waterworld, which he technically did end up directing, I think, when he pushed out the main director. I think it's Kevin Reynolds, I think his name. But Postman, fun film. Been a while since I've seen it, but definitely looking forward to checking it out. I cannot remember for the life of me if I've owned this on DVD prior, but picking it up on Blu-ray, and it is in the collection, whether I had it or not. But fun film. Definitely check it out. Kind of came and went. It was supposedly a box office disaster. I don't know. Who cares? I enjoy it. But let's move on to a movie I've never seen before by pretty much one of my favorite directors of all time. So that's kind of weird not seeing it, but it's a hard movie to get a hold of, and it's actually pretty expensive. Somebody was selling it for dirt cheap, and I thought it was a scam, but when it came in the mail, I guess I didn't get scammed. The movie is Cat in the Brain, directed by Lucio Fulci, one of my, close to one of my favorite Italian directors, but really, really amazing filmmaker with some really crazy stuff in his filmography. But this one I've never seen before. It's part of his later career, which I'm not a big fan of, but I know this is more of it's almost like a weird fictional biopic of his own kind of ideas attacking him and stuff like that. So I thought it got a pretty interesting concept, and he's pretty much the star in it. And there's a lot of just really over-the-top gore effects. And, of course, I also want to really get it because it's Grindhouse releasing. And the other Grindhouse releasing that I have is I Think I Drink Your Blood in Pieces. And the Pieces product that they put together for it is amazing. So really high quality when it comes to Grindhouse releasing. So I have high hopes for the product and all the stuff inside it, but the movie, I don't know what to expect. I love Lucio Fulci, but I don't know. This might be a little bit too far into his latter parts of his career, which I'm not a big fan of. But hey, I never had it, and it's in the collection, and I love the guy, so why not? And for damn $12, that's ridiculous. But Cat in the Brain in the collection. And if you guys seen that one, let me know what you thought of it, because I know bits and parts of what it's about, but don't really know how people feel about it, because nobody really talks too much about it. But let's move on to some fun stuff. I remember growing up watching this one. It came out in 1995. I was 15 years old when Mel Brooks decided to do his own little spin on Dracula with Leslie Nielsen. This is Dracula, Dead and Loving It. And my memories of this movie are growing up, we had an illegal pay-per-view box that you could get stuff for free, and all the movie channels, the premiere movie channels were all free, and this one was on like repeat all the time. I used to watch it all the time, crack up, thought it was hilarious. I probably actually saw this version of Dracula before the classic Dracula or even Bram Stoker's Dracula. So this was kind of my strange kind of gateway drug into the world of Dracula. That's like an ass backwards way of going into this vampire legend, but that was me, and that's my life, ass backwards. But yeah, Mel Brooks does a fantastic job. Not one of his best comedies, but I think it's hilarious. I think Leslie Nielsen's perfect in it, and just the cast and everything. Mel Brooks is Van Helsing's hilarious too. Just a lot of really funny lines and sequences and moments and stuff like that in the movie. Really, really cool stuff. And I've never had this on DVD prior, so it's first time in the collection in Blu-ray, and Scream Factory put this one out, which I always thought was strange, but when I saw they were releasing it, I jumped on it. This is one of the Christmas gifts. But, yep, Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Up next is another oddball comedy that really went off the rails, I guess, in production. Directed by Dan Aykroyd, and they pretty much didn't expect him to go as batshit crazy as he did with this film, but I love it. I absolutely love it. Every time it was on TV growing up, I would watch it. It is Nothing But Trouble, with a great cast. You got Chevy Chase, you got John Candy, you got Dan Aykroyd, you got Demi Moore, you got a slew of other people in the movie too. Really, really crazy. It's really hard to even describe the storyline. It's like, it's got bits of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of in there, and just really warped stuff. It's just, you got to see it if you haven't seen it, just to see how weird and wild it gets. But it's definitely a fun film. An off-the-wall dark comedy, I guess, is the kind of best way to kind of sum it up. But yeah, insane. Completely insane. I absolutely love it. And I do believe I have this on DVD, so this is a nice little upgrade into the collection. And it's Nothing But Trouble. Nothing but trouble. Fun stuff. Alright, what is next? This is the one I have not seen before. I believe the Film Detective put this one out recently. I think this is like a new release. This and another film that I both picked up too. But it's just I think it's a black and white kind of almost like Frankenstein B-movie horror film. But it's got John Ashley in it, and I pretty much try to grab up anything he has. He has so many like B-movie schlock shit out there, but it's always kind of entertaining and fun. But the movie I'm talking about is Frankenstein's Daughter. And know nothing about this film. Just saw kind of a quick trailer, and I was kind of sold on the whole concept. But just really looks like some interesting fun. And late 50s came out, and I don't know anything else. I got nothing to tell you other than it looks interesting. And if I enjoy it, I might put a review up on for you guys. So definitely look out for that. But Frankenstein's Daughter. First time in the collection. First time I'm ever seeing it. And last, but it depends on your opinion of this movie. I think last but not least, but came out last year. It was postponed for like 3 years because of the whole COVID bullshit situation. And it is the most recent film in a long series of spy films. If you haven't guessed it yet, the movie I'm talking about is No Time to Die, James Bond's latest adventure. I don't even know what they're on now, the 25th or something like that. I liked it. I enjoyed the movie. I know I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but the ending pretty much was a buzzkill for a lot of people. I think the woke kind of build-up about James Bond being replaced by a woman soured a lot of people's like ideas on it, even though I don't believe it trickled anything at all into the actual film. It was kind of bullshit marketing on their decision. But yeah, I really thought this one was good. I got caught up in the story. Kind of dug the more kind of romantic version of James Bond. How he's just, dealing with love and different things like that. It has a lot of bits and pieces of, in Her Majesty's Service or Secret Service or however that one goes with George Lazenby. It has a lot of elements to that one in there, so it's kind of Bond falling in love and different things like that. But some of the sequences on here were really badass. The action sequences, I dug a lot. And just the story, I was caught up in it, and it made me want to go back and watch the previous one again, just to, because it does carry almost a lot of characters and a lot of like themes and stuff like that into this one. So definitely want to check that one out, the one before it, and then I'm going to watch this one again just to get another refresher on it. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, I love every single Bond movie ever made. I love every single Eurospy, the cheap Italian or Europe remake, kind of imaginings of James Bond back in the 60s. So I'm a sucker for this stuff, and I have the entire James Bond collection somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I'm going to add this one to it. But yeah, No Time to Die. I thought it was pretty damn good. But that is it for this movie haul. Pretty decent little mini, I guess it's a mini haul, I don't know. Decent little mini haul here. But yeah, good stuff. And we got plenty more to go, so don't feel bad if it's over, because it's never going to stop. There's always going to be something to show off, because the movies just keep coming. But guys, that's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe. And if you have time, leave a comment below, because I'd love to hear from you. But until then, I'll see you guys the next time I'm in front of a camera talking about movies. So stay safe, stay out of trouble, and I will see you later. Oh, and Happy New Year. See you guys later.